Battletrap is one of the many characters that I was very excited for in Transformers Rise of the Beasts. In the trailers, this guy looked like an absolute tank. He was a brute force, he's bulky, he's savage, he's got a minigun, a battle axe, he's the right-hand man to Scourge. I was gleaming with excitement for this guy. And then he got killed off by Primal, and a lot of my hope died. So what about the figure itself? Transformers Studio Series Battletrap. And honestly, guys, this guy is kind of a mixed bag in my opinion. Just a little bit. Just a little. And the vehicle mode has a lot of issues in my opinion. He doesn't really hold together that well. He doesn't handle the greatest. He doesn't feel that sturdy in this mode. And you can see in the tow truck mode that he does have a lot of gaps. It could just be my copy with these issues, but overall I think this vehicle is a very mixed bag. Alright, so it's transformation time, and honestly, at first, this was one of my least favorite parts about the figure. The transformation is terribly fiddly at first. But the more I did it, the more I got used to it, so it's not the worst thing ever in the world. Honestly, going from bot mode to vehicle mode is much more difficult than from vehicle to bot. So with that out of the way, let's get to it. First thing I like to do is pop out these foot sections right here. These will form the shins. Fold this panel up like so. Bring the feet down. Turn them around. Split the legs. Fold these orange pieces to the sides like so. And then what I like to do is I like to get under here. This is on a clear plastic hinge, by the way. Let me just separate the arms so I can show you this. This is on a clear plastic hinge. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll show you in robot mode. This is very scary. First thing, okay, let me just zoom out real quick. So what I like to do, I just like to get my two fingers right here, just pop this up, bring it forward. Yeah, clear plastic hinge right there. That is terrifying. But then I like to take this front grille piece, fold that down. Then what do? Take the arms, bring them out. They will just peg in right here at the shoulder. This is on a double hinge too, so make sure you get both of them hinged forward. Bring the arms down, orient all of this properly, like so. There we go. Okay. Fold this right there. Okay. Rotate the waist. Bring the headpiece forward. Bring the truck cab tit things down. Snap the head in place. You'll feel it snap. It won't make a snap sound, but you'll feel it. Rotate the back. Tab it in. Oh yeah, the light bar piece. I always forget about this. Just split that, fold these sections in, and angle them however you wish. Then bring the camera up a little more. Standing Battletrap up. There he is in robot mode, and he looks pretty good. He just he handles kind of odd, and I'll get into that here in a minute. But there is robot mode. And I don't have as many issues with the robot mode as I do in the vehicle mode, but there are some qualms that I do have with this guy that I'll get into. But he feels sturdy in this mode, so I will give him that. And I promise you that this guy will survive the pencil test of torture. Now the arms are skinny and they're pretty loose, and honestly they have a lot of tow truck kibble that doesn't really hold together that well, on my copy at least. They could use some work. But he does come with a mace accessory similar to Legacy Bulkhead. Just clip it under the hand or over it or whatever you prefer, and you just fold it over, and boom, he's got a very nice looking mace, without a chain of course. The backpack doesn't really hold together that well on this figure, and I've seen that go for most of the copies out there. It's not very solid, and overall it's just really frustrating. But with that mace accessory that I mentioned earlier, you can squeeze a lot of very dynamic poses out of this guy. I probably should mention that if you've seen blue tack on this figure's knee, it's because I've been animating with him. What I really do like about this figure is that He poses quite well. He handles pretty fucking well. He doesn't look that bad in a lot of the poses that you get him in. In fact, he can come off as quite dynamic. So, enough bullshit. Let's get the articulation out of the way. First off, he's got a ball joint and a hinge at the neck, so you can get him to look down pretty far. You can make him look up pretty far as well. So he's got some good range at the neck. He can tilt his head and rotate full 360. Shoulders are on swivels right there. Shoulder pads and the little spikes right here are on hinges. They can move out that far, in that far. He has a bicep swivel. Elbow bend right there. He has a waist swivel. Hips can kick forward that far. They can kick backward that far. They can move out quite a you can break his goddamn shin too. They can move out very, very far, which is very impressive, and they can move in if you want to make that useful. He does have a thigh cut right there, and oh no, I thought he had a knee swivel for some reason, but he does. He very obviously does not. Knees can bend way past 90, which is very nice. You can get him in a lot of good crouching poses like that. And the ankles are on pivots and they can move backward, not forward. But yeah, overall, this guy does have a lot of very nice articulation, and he handles pretty alright in robot mode. In the vehicle mode, not quite as much, but you can make this guy look pretty dynamic if you want. The figure poses quite well. However, I really do think he's just missing a lot of the chunk from the movie. He does look great, but he's not a beast like he should be. And I forgot to mention, but this guy has excellent sculpting and the color palette really makes him stand out on the shelf. So overall, do I think he's good or bad? Well, I do have a lot of issues with him, like the looseness and the stuff that doesn't really like tabbing in. However, I think the articulation and just the overall stature of this figure are really high selling points that make me personally recommend him if you're willing to risk it. So if you enjoyed today's video and would like to see more like it, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out the Instagram links in the description below. And with all that being said, guys, this has been That Nerd Isaac 2006 rolling out. Peace.